I have new missions for you. Before the destruction of Romulus, the Imperial Navy and the Tal Shiar operated a base known as the Vault. It was a massive starbase in a remote system designed to facilitate illegal research and construction projects on a tremendous scale. I am sure, however, that such a breach of interstellar accords by the Romulan Star Empire is no surprise to you. Research at the Vault led to the use of Borg technology in various Romulan ship refits. While the facility was abandoned in the wake of the Hobus supernova, long-range sensors have reported activity and ship traffic in the Hakona system, where the Vault is located. Starfleet wishes to be certain that nobody is able to use the Vault to acquire Borg technology or restricted weapons. Command has recommended that you, as a former subject of the Star Empire, may have an advantage in entering the Vault by subterfuge instead of force. I need you to proceed immediately to the Hakona system and investigate the Vault. Engage if you must, but I would prefer if you could gather the information we need without conflict. I have new missions for you.
In order to avoid drawing too much attention, you need to fly under the radar, so to speak. Admiral Tanay has authorized the requisition of a shuttlecraft for you. You can fulfill the requisition in the shipyard. Once you're ready, take the shuttlecraft out to the Hakona system. If you have a runabout fighter or other such craft available, feel free to use it, but do not approach the system in a starship. We want to avoid the notice of whoever's in the vault. A shuttle will also be able to dock with the vault and explore the interior. Any questions? What? Oh, that mythical boogeyman organization? No. This is a standard Starfleet operation at the behest of Admiral Tanay and supported by Starfleet intelligence. In case you were wondering, that means that you should observe all regulations and don't start a war. Any questions? Borg technology, Thalaron weapons like the ones used by Shenzan, cloaking mines, and heavy graviton beams? We're not entirely sure. That's why we need eyes inside. The station itself is near a micronebula and surrounded by a tachyon detection grid. Even a cloaked ship wouldn't be able to sneak in there. You should also expect automated defenses like turrets and cannons. We haven't spotted any ships in the vicinity, fortunately. Although with Romulan cloaking, anything is possible. Any questions? Starfleet will make sure to have a ship or two in range for a rapid response in case of emergency. Hopefully, though, you'll be able to keep things quiet and that won't be necessary. Of course, missions rarely go exactly as planned. Any questions? Very well. Remember, you must use a shuttlecraft, runabout, fighter, or similar small operations craft to undertake this mission. We need on-site intel from the interior of the vault. Starfleet will not clear you to enter the Hakona system otherwise. Good luck.
Obviously, this station isn't as abandoned as Intel suspected. Sensors are reading several Reman ships in the area, and that's just the ones that we can spot. That station is immense. It must have taken an incredible amount of manpower and technology to build it. It's almost the size of a small moon. Sensors are reading a sophisticated tachyon detection network, as well as several patrolling vessels. For an abandoned station, this facility certainly has a lot of activity. We need to find a way past that sensor grid. Perhaps we can see if some of our stolen Tal Shiar data will be of use. We must assume that if we engage the ships here, they'll notify whoever is left on the station, and it may become difficult to find an entry point. The Remans are all over this system. If we start a fight with one of the ships, we'll probably have to fight them all. And there's no telling how many are cloaked here. We have a number of possible options to explore. All of the construction work out here must have required the use of a lot of worker shuttles and a communication booster. We might be able to dig up some information about the station's communication network if we can find a subspace relay satellite. The Remans are all over this system. Sensors are reading a small derelict worker ship near some of the asteroid debris. We might find helpful clues there. The Remans are all over this system. The material requirements to make a base of that size must have been enormous. There's a lot of stellar debris here, probably remnants of asteroids or fragments from moons that were mined for raw materials. We might be able to do something useful with them. One of the large asteroids has a navigational beacon. The Tal Shiar must have placed it there for some reason. The Remans are all over this system. There's a small patch of nebula gases near the station. The static discharges in the area are highly intense. We may be able to cover an approach to the station by traveling through the nebula. This would be risky, because the nebula would cloud our tactical displays and interfere with our shields, but it would almost certainly keep the station's sensor grid from detecting us until we're right on top of them. The Remans are all over this system. It doesn't look like the Tal Shiar have been here in a while. I'll wager they haven't changed their old codes. You have a number of them from previous operations. They may be just what we need here. There's an old communications relay satellite nearby. We could try sending an access code through there and see if we can gain legitimate access. This asteroid is unusually large, and it's clearly been mined. It was probably used for raw construction materials, like most of the debris here. This particular asteroid contains pervium, titanium, and uranium. It was probably tractored from a nearby system and brought here to construct hull components and power systems. We could probably cut a piece from the asteroid with our weapons for further analysis. Looks like the fragment has picked up a bit of residual energy from our weapon burst. It'll be radiating energy for a while. Other than that, it's just a rock. station is requesting a 3-signature encrypted key. Typical Type 21A communications booster satellite. Fortunately for us, it's still active. Unfortunately, it's heavily encrypted. Traffic analysis shows that the network routes its communications through a series of nodes at the station's dorsal peaks. If we flood them with excessive signal, it could cause the network to be unable to handle any signal traffic, which would give us a brief window to slip in. The alerts wouldn't go off because the station would never get the signal. We'll still have to avoid the patrols and make sure we don't get too close to the station until we make the broadcast. Indications are that this vessel was refitted for asteroid mining. Apparently, a containment failure in the engine core led to a massive radiation surge. The engine went into emergency shutdown, but all of the couplings and injectors were burned out. The crew probably died due to instant radiation burns. It looks like the vessel was stripped for parts and left derelict. Approaching the tachyon grid perimeter. If we're detected by it, that will definitely alert the Remans. Station sensor hub jammed. Picking up some unusual energy readings. We'll need to explore the accessible interior areas and see what we can find. Looks like there's another access conduit across from us. We'll have to think three-dimensionally in here. Sensor readings are also picking up a few scattered life signs. We've tripped some security systems. The doors are a massive set of interior bulkhead doors. They're segmenting the different parts of the base. Possibly a safety measure in case something went wrong in one of the central areas. Access appears to be controlled by use of security keys. We can disable it if we can find a code block that matches part of a security key. This defense turret was hooked into part of the security network. There's a security code in its subsystem, code block 6750. The security key is on a rotation. Each code block matches a piece of one key. Key in the appropriate code when the rotation matches to it. Trying a code on the wrong rotation will probably invalidate that code, so be careful with the timing. That's it. Well done. We should be able to bypass the system and gain access now. Microgravity storage crates, mostly construction supplies. No weapons or unusual energy signatures. There's still power in most of the station. Some of these conduits are damaged. Keep an eye out for energy discharges. Above us, that's a Borg sphere. The Tal Shiar must have used this base as a storage facility and research area for Borg technology. Electrical discharges, probably from ionization leaking from the sphere and research nodes. We should be cautious about flying too close to them. The Borg sphere is dormant, like it's been put to sleep. It's not the source of the strange readings that long-range scans detected. Looks like the sphere's hooked into part of the local systems network. We should be able to exit through the other doors now. Probably a safety precaution to keep them locked. Quiet in this area. Too quiet. is disturbing. We're looking at a facility used to build Thalaron weapons. If the Remans have infiltrated this base, they may be trying to secure those weapons.
So our intruder finally arrives at the heart of the matter. Have you seen all that you came to see, little spy? Does it really matter? Call me Obasek, if a name is that important to you. That should be obvious. I intend to make use of this station to further my agenda. Your presence, however, is a bit more curious. I expect that you are operating under the shroud of Empress Sela, whether you realize it or not. Never rely on the noble intentions of spies and thieves, Captain. And you and I are either one or the other. I appreciate your level-headedness in an unfortunate situation. As you must have surmised, though, I have already located the Thalaron weapons that I need. One of my ships has completed transporting them, and soon we shall make our first strike against the Romulans in our war for liberation. Sadly, we cannot trust any outside powers to ally with us. Our freedom must be won by our own hands. Your honesty under pressure is refreshing. Lesser beings would be scheming to learn my plans or begging for mercy. Your intellect and discretion do you credit. Frankly, I'm astonished by your commitment to principle. I had a very low opinion of Starfleet officers. Sadly, this means that you are also a determined enemy, and a dangerous one. I will allow you to explore the station at your leisure, but I cannot allow you to leave. I'm sure you understand my position. Perhaps at some future time, when the Reman people are free, I will be able to free you as well. I must warn you that if you attempt to leave, my warship will have no choice but to destroy your craft. Farewell.
past the door locks.
Ship is under attack. Target's shield has failed. 4 shields failing.
We must stop Obisek's ship. They cannot be allowed to possess Thalaron weapons. We can use the subspace booster satellite outside the station to send a message to Starfleet as soon as we're clear of the interior. But Obisek's warship will almost certainly attack us when we do. We'll have to survive long enough for reinforcements to arrive. Reinforcements have arrived and are just past that nebula. We don't have much time. We need to meet with our allies and stop that ship. USS Laza is signaling us. They're going to engage the Reman ship, but they want us to take care of the fighters and plasma torpedoes. We are now in the micronebula.
Warning, ship is under attack.
That was quite an explosion. Probably from the Thalaron weapons carried aboard the ship. We're going to leave the system under high warp to draw off any reinforcements that might come looking. Suggest you return to Federation space.
taken a preliminary look at your logs, and it seems that things went a bit unexpectedly. I have a feeling this isn't the last time we'll be seeing the vault. The Reman commander you encountered is definitely a major player in the disintegration of the Romulan Star Empire. I'm going to send the information you gathered about him over to an old colleague of mine, Dr. Maximilian Peters, for analysis. If this Reman is a leader in their separatist movement, we'll have to deal with him again. And hopefully Dr. Peters can work up a psychological profile for him, and a sociological analysis of the separatists. Our next step will be to decode the signal intelligence and go through any remnants left from the ship that was destroyed near the vault. Now that we know that the Remans were hoping to use Thaleron weapons, we need to figure out their target location. Right now, Starfleet knows far too little about a civil war in the making, but it'll take time to sift through all of the data. Keep in touch. Starfleet will notify you when we have a lead. Oh, and thanks for the good work.
Excellent work. We need to learn more about the conflict between Obasek and the Romulans. Sila's forces may indeed be hounding the Remans, but the use of Thaleron weapons is unacceptable. Not even the Klingons or the Breen will stoop to such barbarism. Starfleet intelligence will be working to decode the list of possible targets you acquired from the base's databanks. The next step may be to investigate these sites and find out why the Remans want to destroy them.
I have new... Congratulations, Admiral.
Congratulations. You've proven yourself to be invaluable to the Republic Navy and earned the respect of your fellow officers. You still have challenges ahead of you, but I'm confident that you will be able to do anything you set out to do. Good luck.
I have new missions for you.
I do not know. Obasek and his people have traveled a most difficult path. After so many years of oppression and Romulan treachery, it does not surprise me that they are suspicious of anyone. The Remans gained much in the years after the destruction of the Romulan homeworld, but Sila is more secure in her power now, and she may believe that she no longer needs the Remans as allies. If the Romulans seek to enslave the Remans again, there will be bloodshed.
I have new missions for you.